Russell Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. Today is Thursday, and this is the first. Is this the first daily check-in I've done this week? I believe so. I did one on Monday. I did do one on Monday when I first got to Toledo. So there you go. Anyway, happy Thursday to everybody. Thursday, August 21st. It's about 12 o'clock, about 12:15-ish. This is a daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. I do this Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Normally, if I am not traveling, well, this week I was traveling and I was in Toledo. Let me hold on. Before I get into my little rant, let me make sure that we are on and popping. Comments are open. Feel free to make your comments. We're live on YouTube, live on LinkedIn, or not we're live. I'm live on LinkedIn and YouTube. So feel free to make your comments on YouTube. Okay, you can make the comments right now and I can see them in real time and I'll put them on the screen so the whole world can see, right? Now on LinkedIn, you can make your comments, they just won't be in real time. I'll have to go back later after the show's over and, address your comments, not that I mind doing that, but no, LinkedIn doesn't link in with LinkedIn doesn't link in with the platform that I use. Somebody's out there probably saying, well, maybe you need to change it. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I do, but maybe I won't now. Maybe I will change it, but I'm not going to change it today. So anyway, that's it. Every time I do one of these lives, I look at, what I'm dressed and what I have on. I had a shirt on, then I had it open and it was showing a little bit too much skin. I'm like, you know what? I think I need to button it up. I don't know, but now I'm fussing with it. And I think it's too big for me and, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know why I said all that, but now see, I'm going to be adjusting it and playing with it and all that stuff during this thing. But anyway, once again, this is a daily check-in. Thank you guys so much for joining the daily check-in or checking it out whenever, your time permits. I do appreciate that. Appreciate the support. But yeah, so I was in Toledo, Ohio earlier this week. And you know how you hear about destinations or everyone has an opinion about a destination they have never been to. Like, oh my God, so are you traveling? This is someone, people are asking me because they see that I travel quite a bit. Like, when's your next trip? I said, oh, I'm going to Toledo. Toledo? What's in Toledo? What do they have there? I'm like, I don't know, but that's what I'm going to see. I'm going to investigate. I'm going to experience it firsthand, because if you don't know, you need to go. Okay, if you don't know what it's all about, what that destination has to offer, well, you need to go and experience it for yourself. So the opportunity came up through Northstar. This was Destination Midwest, of course, and the opportunity came up for me to go and attend and see, so I can see for myself, and then I can walk away or fly away and speak intelligently about this destination that I just experienced for the last 3 days or so, right? And I was pleasantly surprised. Okay, so never get caught up in what other people are saying about a destination. I don't care if it's a vacation spot. I don't care if it's Blythe, California, okay? There's something for everyone at a destination, within a destination. But maybe it's not big enough, or maybe they don't have all the bells and whistles that the larger ones have. But just keep in mind of this. The larger one comes with, they may have the bells and whistles, but guess what? They come with a heftier price tag too. So let's think about those things before we just say, I'm going to go with this one because it's the popular destination. But I guess if you're there for a conference or a convention or whatever it may be, you want everyone's attention as well, right? You don't want a lot of outside distractions, if you will. Not saying there can't be distractions here, but I think, people will be focused on, okay, I'm going here for this meeting. I'm going to concentrate on this, and there we go, right? You go to other destinations, go to Vegas, okay, who really has a conference in Vegas? I mean, they have all the hotels, I understand that, 100,000, and they have all the meeting space, but is it really productive? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, if you attend meetings there, are they really productive? That would be I guess it depends on the type of meeting that it is, right? But anyway, let's get back to Toledo. So Toledo It's a riverfront city, or so it sits on the lake. I want to say it's Lake Erie. So the lot comes along with that. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize it was on the river, right? So that's one thing. I didn't realize it was the closest airport, major airport to it is Detroit Airport. I've been to Detroit before, but I didn't know that Toledo was only like 50 minutes away via a shuttle ride, right? I did not know that. So there you go. So you fly into Detroit, you take a shuttle, Uber or whatever, and then you proceed down the highway, and within an hour, you will be in Toledo, Ohio. Boom, there you go. So you fly into Michigan, you'll be in Toledo, Ohio within an hour. There you go. And like I said, it sits on a lake, one of the Great Lakes, right? And then there's rivers off the lake as well. So yeah, it was quite interesting. So we did a boat tour, got a chance to experience that. The largest mural in the United States is actually in Toledo. Who knew that, right? Who knew that? I didn't know that. I wasn't thinking about murals, but the largest mural in the United States is in Toledo, Ohio. Whew, there you go. And there's something else. Okay, I want to say the Toledo Mud Hens. That's their minor league baseball team, which is an affiliate of the not the Detroit. What's the name of the Detroit team? Why can't I think about the? That shows you that I'm not really big into baseball. If I can't think of the Tigers, it's an affiliate of the Detroit Tigers. Okay, so the Toledo Mud Hens are an affiliate of the Tigers in Detroit, the Major League Baseball team. I knew what it was. I'm just joking. So we got a chance to. We didn't go see a baseball game, but we got a chance to experience the venue, the baseball field itself. We didn't get a chance to run on the baseball field, but we could see it. We were in the stands. There was like event space throughout the stadium that we were able to have a reception there. And one good thing that they were able to display everyone's name on their big screen, right? You've gone to baseball games where you see the big screen and coming to bat, is, Russell Edman, he throw my picture up there and I'm with a bat, I'm hitting home runs, all that kind of stuff. So it's like a big jumbotron, I guess. Well, they had our names on the on a jumbotron, so it would scroll back and forth. So just think about the branding opportunities for your particular company or organization. Maybe you're buying out the entire stadium and you get to see your name and lights kind of thing. I mean, so there's a lot of things that can happen there that probably cannot happen in a larger venue because it would come, once again, at a heftier price. So once again, I found Toledo to be adequate as a meeting destination. Okay, they have a convention center. There's some major cities that don't have as nice a convention center as they have here. I want to say it's called the Glass. Is it called the Glass House Center? Glass House Center. I want to say that's what it's called. But this right here, where the one-on-one appointments, you can see them in my back, towards my back. That's there. That's at the convention center in Toledo, Ohio. So, and it's attached to the Hilton Garden Inn / Homewood Suites. The Homewood Suites and the Hilton Garden Inn are a dual property, meaning there's two brands within one building. Now they're both Hilton products, okay? So let's just say this. I was on the 10th floor. So you go on the 10th floor. I made a left out of the elevator, and that's where the Hilton Garden Inn was, right? The hotel rooms for the Hilton Garden Inn are on the left. Now, if you made a right, that would be the Homewood Suites. That's how these dual properties or dual branded properties are separated. You go up the same elevator bank. You just come off the elevator bank. One way is one brand, the other way is the other brand. So kind of cool, right? Kind of funky. All right, I like it. But no, dual brands, just in case you did not know, they've been around for about at least a decade, right? 10 years or whatever. Marriott and Hilton are big on doing that. So there you go. You come to LA, there's probably three Marriott brands or three buildings that are, I guess, make up 6 Marriott brands. Okay, so 2 in each one. So you have the JW Marriott, and the Ritz-Carlton. That's one dual branded property. You have the Residence Inn and the Courtyard by Marriott. These are all downtown. And then you have the Moxie and the AC that are all in, they're dual branded properties. So if you didn't know what that was, and you're downtown LA and you see those properties, those are dual branded properties, just like this one in Toledo. So Toledo is good. I liked it. Thank you so much. I appreciate Destination Toledo for showing us a good time with transportation, as well as we had, one offsite dinner. So everything was good. Everything was good. And thanks to, shout out to Northstar again. This was Destination Midwest. Shout out to Rita. Shout out to Allison. Shout out to Michael Shapiro. Appreciate you guys. So there you go. And I missed some other people, so please forgive me for that. But those are people probably that I talk to the most, or at least say hi to and keep it moving, right? But no, they do a great job, and I do appreciate that. Appreciate you. Okay, let's move on. These things don't have to be that long. I kind of make them long, so I'm at 11 minutes. I tend to kind of wrap these out about 20, 25 minutes. At least that's what I try to do. But hey, it is what it is. Okay, if I don't do it, then okay, sue me. Anyway, top 50 social media influencers in global hospitality for 2025. That's me. I'm one of those, one of those 50 people. So there's 49 other ones that share the same thing. But I appreciate the International Hospitality Institute for the distinction, for the recognition, and then shout out to all the other people, the other 49 that are recipients of this prestigious award as well. We do appreciate it. And why am I telling you this? Well, if I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know, right? It's just one of those things that you gotta let people know what you do or what you're doing, and maybe some of the accolades you receive, that because it gives not just me, it gives the other 49 people some more credibility, right? So, and that's what it's all about in this industry or in this social media game. It's all about building credibility. And if you're doing something or you've been recognized for something, let people know. It's okay. It's not bragging. It's not this. It's not that. It's just letting people know, keeping them aware of, okay, this Russell of Hotels. Who is this Russell of Hotels? Well, did you know he's one of the top 50 social media influencers in global hospitality for 2025? Well, okay. All right. Well, then let's listen to this guy. Okay. Maybe he knows something. I don't know. Maybe he does. Let's just find out. So anyway, I like to let people know because you just don't know. If you don't know, you don't know. People don't know what they don't know. Okay. And it's hot in here. Okay. So I got this big light in front of me. So I have to wipe my brow as I'm going on. So, and probably this shirt, button up to the top doesn't help either. But anyway, blog, anything that I talk about, mostly, probably 99% of the things that I talk about or discuss on this show or on air with Russell of Hotels. That's another show. That's that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about. Will be on the blog. So any topics that I'm discussing normally will be on my blog. So just go to the blog. And how do you get to the blog? russellofhotels.com. Just go to the blog. It's a drop-down menu. Bing! Anything I talk about, discuss, will be on there, including like the hotel that I stayed in and all that stuff. Now I'm going to share, in fact, I didn't even mention this, but I'll mention it in a second. But I have not updated the blog yet with all the, maybe some of the, the room that I stayed in or the meeting space or whatever. Normally that's what I do. I have not done that yet. But right now during this show, I'll never do any show at all without showcasing the hotel that I happen to stay in. And these are all hotels that I have experienced. I will never display a hotel or a destination that I have not been to, that I have not experienced firsthand for myself. Okay. So this is the Hilton Garden Inn in Toledo, Ohio. Okay, one downtown. Okay, this is it. This is the one. This is actually my room. This is actually my room, right? So I think, did I miss one? Let me just, I hate to do this, but I'm going backwards. Okay, so this was in the, this is at the convention center. Okay, so that's where the Northstar 101 appointments were. That's at the convention center. Now, this, well, you can see a little bit, this is actually, the meeting space here is actually in the hotel. So the meeting space right where I am, that's actually here in the hotel, or at the Homewood Suites / Hilton Garden Inn. and then this is my guest room. So now you're caught up, right? So every time I switch scenes, you'll see a different photo. And this is, like I said, the guest room that I actually stayed in for 2 nights. So I did get a chance. I did get a chance to experience it. You can see that it's relatively a new product. And it was very, very comfortable. One thing that I found out through a colleague of mine is that they didn't service the room every day, right? Now, when you're a select service or limited service hotel, that may be the standard. I'm not sure, because when we checked in, it was not mentioned that, okay, just so you know, we will only service the room when you check out, right? Every 2 days we service the room. Well, we were there for 2 days, right? So they didn't service our room, okay? And I didn't, to me, it's no big deal, but you get some of these hotel snobs that are, they dress up as meeting planners, and they say, oh, we always have conversations about, hey, did you notice that our rooms didn't get service? I'm like, okay, yeah, and well, and you get these hotel snobs, right? Well, I'm used to getting it, done every day. I'm like, okay, let me ask you this question. This is me asking a fellow meeting planner who is complaining that their room was not serviced. Okay, this is just the question I asked. I said, let me ask you this. Do you clean your room every day? Do you make up your bed every day at home? Do you throw your towels on the floor and it's like, you know what, I'm getting a new towel. Okay, I'm getting a clean one today. I'm going to the cupboard and get one. Do you do that? No. Okay, so why do we expect all this, to happen in these hotels? Did you let them know? No, she didn't. And I said, well, did the hotel mention it? Well, the hotel didn't mention it either. So sometimes we as hotel people who works the front desk, who's checking people in, we need to let them know, especially, I understand during COVID, when we were coming out of COVID, we weren't going into rooms. We were only servicing them when people checked out. Well, has that changed? I don't know. But no one has said anything. So when I checked in, it was not mentioned. To me, it wouldn't have mattered, because I would have said, "Oh, don't worry about it. I don't need it service every day. I mean, you can service it when I check out. I was only going to be there for 2 nights anyway, so you can service it when I check out." Now, there's some people that the other meeting professional that I was with, right, that I was having a conversation with, she is more of a hotel snob. She wants it clean every day. I'm like, okay, well then you need to let them know that. So it's a two-way street. If she wanted that service, she needed to let them know. But on the side of the hotel needs to let us know that, just so you know, hotel room will not be serviced until you check out. Okay, at least we know. But if they want it, then that's the point where they say, hey, I would like it, I would like to be serviced every day. Now, if there's an extra charge, then that's when the front desk will let them know that there is an extra charge. And it's up to that person to either accept it or decline it. Like, oh no, I'm okay, I'm good. I don't want to pay extra $20 for that. Because hotels should do that. At this point, that's an upselling. I'll be upselling all day long. Yeah, I would let people know and say, hey, it's $20 more if you want your room service every day. If not, there you go. So that's what I would do. So that's just something that's probably the only thing, and that was not a big issue to me. But like I said, I made sure that the meeting planner knew that, hey, if this is something that you require, you need to let people know. No one knows what you want unless you tell them, right? A closed mouth won't get fed. You ever heard that one? The squeaky wheel gets the oil. Okay, there you go. Whew, boy, I'm on one today. So anyway, this is one of the suites, right? This is one of the suites in the Homewood suite side, right? So very nice, very spacious, okay? Not typical Homewood suite, okay? This is this room took up probably half the whatever top floor that was. I don't know, the 20th floor probably took up half of it. I don't know. But very nice, very nice. Ideal for, maybe the president of the company, or you're going to be doing a reception up there for your people or something like that. In fact, let me change this because this is not dark enough. Not dark enough. Let's see. I'm just changing the font color on this. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute or in a second. So, okay, right there. So, show number 310, this is, from the other show, On Air with Russell of Hotels. Normally comes on every Tuesday, but because I was traveling on Tuesday, I didn't get a chance to do the show. So, we're going to hold it over to next Tuesday. So, this coming Tuesday, that'll be show number 310. That show typically goes close to an hour, probably 45 minutes to an hour or so. Sometimes I have guests, sometimes I don't. It just depends on what's going on. But yeah, but it's live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube, just like this one. So make sure you go to YouTube and like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Russell of Hotels. Hit the subscribe button, bing, and when it goes bing, you get a notification anytime that I go live. And I go live pretty much 5 days a week on LinkedIn and YouTube. Okay, so I don't want you to forget anything. I don't want you to miss out on anything, especially all these great hotels and destinations that I, attend, meetings and all that kind of stuff. So you want to make sure you're there for that. Make sure you're there for that. And once again, this is the Hilton Garden Inn. This is their meeting space. So that's actually their meeting space right there. And you can't beat the view like that, right? So this is from that suite. And as you can see, I guess that's a river. That's a river off the lake. Okay, and don't ask me the name of the river because I don't know and I forgot. So we did a boat cruise on this same river. That's where we saw the largest mural in the United States is off this river, and the boat cruise takes you along the river to where that is. Okay, so anyway, once again, thank you to Northstar for the invitation to attend Destination Midwest, which was in Toledo, Ohio. And once again, Toledo, Ohio did a great job, so thank you for that. Appreciate that. It was spectacular. I don't see anything. I have something there. If I have something in that area, in fact, I was there. You go there to scout it out, right? To check it out, to experience it for yourself, because I don't know where my clients want to go next, right? But I do have clients in mind when I do attend a Destination Midwest or Destination Southeast or whatever conference, Connect, or whatever I happen to be attending, right? So I always have a client in mind for that destination. Now, when I get there, then I'm able to see, well, would this be a great candidate for them? Okay, can I throw this in the mix with all the other hotels and destinations? I don't know. But when I get there and you kind of experience it, like, oh, I can foresee that group being here at this hotel. So I definitely could see, it's not for every group that I have, but there's one kind of specialty group that I deal with. They do a program 4 times a year, and they're looking to expand from just the East Coast and West Coast to maybe a little bit more of the Midwest. This destination could work for them because they're in and out. They fly under the radar. They don't need a lot of, they don't come with fanfare or anything like that. They're there to meet and they move on, okay? And you probably wouldn't even know they are in your hotel because they stick to themselves. They do like to eat, though. They do eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but they all eat together. They're not a group that would take advantage of a lot of not at least during the meeting time. It's very walkable. Yeah, which Toledo, their downtown area, is very walkable, right? But this group would not take advantage of all that because they're there to deal with their meeting, and that's it. It's kind of a training. So they're there from Wednesday through Sunday, and they're with themselves for the most part. And then on Sunday, it's over and they leave. Okay, now what they do after that, I don't know. Or what they do before Wednesday, I don't know either. But during Wednesday through Sunday, they're just focused on the meeting. So, but this would be a great destination for that because I didn't see a lot of excitement, a lot of noise. I mean, it just seemed perfect for that. So this will be one that I would introduce to my client and say, hey, I think this is one that you need to take a look at. So there we go. So there you go. So once again, Toledo, thank you very much. And then I was able to meet some people, and I didn't even mention this, right? So I'm going to mention a couple people that I had one-on-one appointments with, or maybe either I had one-on-one appointments or I just happened to meet them, over lunch, dinner, drinks, whatever. So Falana Smart with Caesars Entertainment, Katie Bibbins with Tulsa Regional Tourism, Carlissa Riddle, MBA with Visit Kansas City, Jill Galke, let me make sure I'm saying that right. Visit Lake Geneva. I've actually met Jill before. I don't think she remembered, but I met her before. Jamie Peranto with HPN Global, Nick Anderson with Ann Arbor, Destination Ann Arbor. That's, where the big house is, right? University of Michigan. And then there's Megan Dickinson with, she's a national sales manager with Visit Omaha. So this is all destination, some of the attendees at Destination Midwest. Of course, all these destinations were in the Midwest, right? So you get a chance to be introduced to a lot of people maybe you hadn't met before, destinations maybe you never saw before or experienced before. So, and it starts a dialogue, right? So it's not like everyone has business for everyone, right? It's not like you walk in, and I'm sure they don't expect that. And a lot of us are on a fact-finding mission, because when they ask me like, "Oh, what can I do for you? What are you looking for?" Well, I'm actually looking for. I'm actually on a fact-finding mission. I want to find out what your destination is about. So can you give me a little bit more information about it, and I'll tell you, some of the groups that I think would fit for that particular destination. I could be wrong, but these are the groups that I could place in those destinations. So that's what it's all about, right? It's about starting that dialogue, about starting that relationship building, things like that. But things don't start until you actually get back to your office and you start to work, right? You got to follow up with people. What did I do when I got back? When I went through my stack of business cards, I made sure I was connected with them on LinkedIn. And that's what everyone should do. We all get these business cards. We all get names. We all get list of appointments. So if you did not receive business cards, go through the list of all your appointments. And they all have names on them. I just happen to have my list right there in front of me, right? So if I don't have their business card, I'll go through the names on the list. This is the appointment, the one-on-one appointment list. And I want to say there's 20, 21, something like that. So for 10 for each day. So this is one day. That's the other day, right? So if I did not have business cards for them, I'll go through by name or by company and find them on LinkedIn and connect with them. There you go. So if you don't have the business card, it's okay. Go to LinkedIn, and everyone should have a LinkedIn profile. And shame on you if you don't, right? It shouldn't be hard to find. Now, I know there's some names out there that are common that sometimes you have to scroll and find, like Nick Anderson. I'm trying to find Nick Anderson on there. There's like 100,000 Nick Andersons, right? But what I did was I cross-referenced Nick Anderson's name with the name of their destination. So he's with Discover or Destination Ann Arbor. So I just went to Destination Ann Arbor and then just went down and scrolled down. And anyone that's affiliated with that organization or was affiliated with it would pop up, right? And Nick Anderson's name popped up. So there you go. So I connected with him that way. So just make sure you start your work, because like I said, work does not start until you get back to your office. Now, we all travel. I understand some people are going from one meeting to another, and it could be a couple weeks before we're able to get back to our office and, and connect with those people via LinkedIn or email or whatever. And I understand that, right? So I'm not expecting people to just email me, like crazy in the next couple of days right after I've met them, right? I understand. Hey, I've been on that side too. But when you do get back in the office and, within the next 2 weeks, are we expected that? Yeah, we're expected that. We're expected at least hey, nice to meet you, or can I connect with you on LinkedIn? A request for a connection on LinkedIn. So, and once again, everybody that was there, every sales manager, I'm just going to say this, every sales manager, hotel, DMO, XYZ, DMC, CVB, whatever, should be on LinkedIn. Okay? Everyone should be on LinkedIn. You should have a LinkedIn profile. Okay? Every destination should have one as well, right? Not just the individuals, but for the company or your hotel, your CVB, your DMO, your DMC, whatever it is, if you're a transportation company, whatever it is, you should all have a profile on LinkedIn. If you don't, shame on you. How are we going to find you? Okay. I have one, and my company has one too. Russell of Hotels has one too. So if you happen to be an independent planner, make sure your company has one as well. Then that way people can cross-reference. If they can't find you on, using your name, like say if you couldn't find me using Russell L. Edmond, EDMOND, you would go Russell of Hotels. And then anyone that's linked with Russell of Hotels would pop up. And you would see, but my name is the only one on there. So there you go. It's easy. So let's just make sure we do those things. I think sometimes we forget that we're a brand and people want to be able to find us for whatever reason. You can't do business with someone you don't know or you can't find, okay? No one's going to do that. And make sure we have a profile picture, a photo, specifically you. So whoever you are, have a photo of you, okay? Not your logo, because I'm not doing business with a logo, okay? You're not doing business with my logo, and I'm not doing business with yours, okay? So just make sure, go to Russell L. Edmond. My photo is right there. I'm like, hey, there you go. So link in with people because that's who you do business with. That's who you're going to form the relationship with, okay? So one more thing, and I'm going to let you go. Now, I taken a break on posting some things. Now, you guys remember a couple weeks ago, I was at Destination Southeast, right? And Northstar and Russell of Hotels partnered together to bring you basically elevating your brand, okay? So where I was doing conversations with people at Northstar Destination Southeast, to assist in elevating, a brand, people's brands, or if that was Russell of Hotels brand, if that was Destination Southeast or Northstar's brand, if that was each individual, like maybe Nick Anderson with Destination Ann Arbor. Maybe he was one of the people that I had a conversation with. He wasn't, but I'm using him as an example. So those are coming. Okay, the conversations in their entirety are coming. But I'm giving everyone, I'm kind of, I guess, giving like little teasers, little reels, right? Like 30-second spots of, like, I think today was Lucienne Rutherford. Okay, she's with a company called Mogu. Okay, so she's one of the ones that sat down with me and had a conversation to elevate her brand, right? Because does anybody know who Mogu is? I didn't know who Mogu was, right? Until she sat down and we had a conversation about it. So it's a way to highlight your brand, right? So uplift your brand or elevate your brand, because a lot of people don't know these brands exist, right? She happens to have a brand that's in Europe, right? That happened to come here, heard about Destination Southeast, the Northstar program, and decided to fly on over here from Spain to do this, right? To attend this, because they have a software for meeting professionals, how to, I guess, simplify the RFP process or proposals or whatever the heck it is. She was able to come and have a conversation with me. So those things are forthcoming. In fact, like I said, I put one out today. I put several out last week. I'll put, every day this week moving forward, I'll start putting those out. But sometimes, when you're out of town, although I take my office with me, right? I travel with my laptop and all that. Sometimes time does not permit, because although these things are cut up into reels, I still take those reels and produce them into another type of video, right? So I put other things on top of them. I may even throw music on it. I may cut them down and add some other slides or whatever to them, right? You don't notice that stuff, but those are things that I have to do, right? And sometimes it takes a little bit more time. So now that I'm back in the office, I'll be able to put those out. So today I put Lucienne Rutherford, hers there. It was great. That's just one thing. Now I have 21 reels of her, right? Just like I have 21 reels of Corey, as well as the gentleman that I talked to first. So this make sure that we check those out as well. Those will be here on LinkedIn as well as YouTube and every other social media platform that I'm on. So there you go. So you guys have a great day. Thank you for joining this daily check-in. I do the daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Typically, these last about 15 to 20 minutes. I think I'm at 35 minutes right now, so I guess I was talking quite a bit today, but that's okay, right? Live from Toledo, okay? So if I'm in Toledo, I gotta let people know, right? I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. So no, when you experience a new destination, sometimes it takes a little time, right? It takes a little time to get it out and to explain everything, and there you go. There you have it. So anyway, that is it. That is it for today. Have a great day. Happy Thursday, and we'll see you again tomorrow for another daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. Until then, peace.